Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. We always talk about boats with these guys. They're also honored for the 10th straight year in a row as one of Yamaha's top 10 dealers in their class in America. There's no better place to buy a boat or a motor for your boat than Madisonville Marine. They're located Highway 411 North in Madisonville. Joe Special and his team want to thank you for being patient. I mean, everybody knows about the supply chain issues in this country. They appreciate all the people who've been coming there for more than 45 years and who are patiently waiting for your boats. They know that you're sitting there and saying, all right, I want it. They're working on it. They're doing all they can, and they carry more line of boats than anybody else in East Tennessee. That's the place, because there's no better place to buy a boat. All right, I want to welcome in the final member of our panel. I'm sorry you've been waiting over there. I was letting you heal your voice up. Sterling Hinton, former Vol quarterback.
Glad to be here, John P.
Hang on, we're going to talk about this offense. I'm going to wait on you to get the quarterback's take.
Okay.
Defensive coordinator Justin Hamilton. A couple weeks ago, after the Alabama game, Sterling got to play Jalen Hyatt as you moved everybody around and showed how Josh Heupel will move Jalen Hyatt to create the matchup he wants out there. He continues to do that. He did it last night. It worked again. And they're running some of the same routes they've been running, these switch routes. Mark Stoops talked about it last night.
Tonight, do you think it was some blown coverages on your part or more scheming to get guys open on your part?
Well, yeah, that was very aggravating. They put stress on you. We know that. And we were fighting and doing some good things, and there was some that they hit on us that we worked the heck out of that we should have played better. And, you can't do that because we were fighting, making them work for yards, and then the two big explosives were something that we worked hard on and had a good, idea.
All right, you saw the hand gestures and the explosive plays. He's doing that because Tennessee had success with those same type of switch routes last year against Kentucky. I'm going to show the video here, and let's go ahead and roll it. Jalen Hyatt's 14th touchdown of the year. It's a school record. Justin, I'm going to ask you. Basically, they flip spaces with Hyatt and Tillman. Hyatt was inside. He runs outside. They pass him off to no one. It's a bust, a complete bust. So my question for you is, they know it's coming. They practice it. How does it confuse them?
It happens quickly. You can see there the outside linebacker, that's the low defender that's walking down towards the 30-yard line. He's an underneath window defender. This corner that Herbie just circled, the safety there is responsible for the number 2 receiver. The corner is responsible for the number 1 receiver. In this instance, the corner is staying on the original number 1, which is Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman. And the safety's playing it as if we're passing those routes off. So one guy is playing a switch zone concept, the other is playing a match concept, and obviously 2 cover 1 and none cover the probable Biletnikoff Award winner.
Yes. Well, we got it again here. Is it just the speed that mixes them up? If they know it and they practiced it, and yet every week Tennessee winds up with somebody running wild and free in this look.
It's the speed. I mean, if you saw when Herbie, I think maybe on this clip right here, he showed coming in the second half, he showed how fast the previous play had happened, and they're snapping the ball and they're running the play that got Jalen Hyatt the first touchdown. Speed is definitely a factor. Crowd noise can be a factor, typically not when the other team's offense is on the field, but then now having 2 guys that communicate through a normal alignment, through motion, or through a stack alignment. And all of those communications can be different, even though the coverage you're playing is the same. And now it becomes, we both have to be on the same page. We both have to see the exact same thing, and we both have to match accordingly, and it's really hard to do.
Defensive players have rules. They have rules that they go by. This offense in particular is designed to stress them at the breaking point. Explain how they kind of stress those rules or attack those rules, play them against them.
In the coverage you just saw, the safety's going to match up with the number 2 receiver.
Right, yeah.
The corner's going to match with number 1. Well, that's a basic rule in a quarters or cover 4 concept. When those 2 players switch, that jacks with those rules. That makes you have to do something. You either have to stay on or we have to pass those off. Yeah. Same thing happens when you create a stack. When you create a stack alignment, you have to have adjustments for your stack. Are we playing the front man as number 1, the back as number 2, or are we switching as they switch?
Very good. 2 times through. Everybody should have it now. All right, here, including us. Here's my question for you, Sterling. Former Vol quarterback. I put up a Twitter video of you the other day throwing a 50-yard bomb to Alvin Harper. I'm guessing if you could have Alvin Harper as your receivers, you'd love to be back out there. Harper and Pickens.
Oh, man.
But if you could play in this system, talk to me about this system that stresses the defense like none other that's out there right now.
I said it back when Hyper got hired, last summer. I'd be watching this car and babysitting his kids to play in this offense. I might be good if I was able to play in this offense, John P. But what's incredible is the discernment of the quarterback. See, we see the explosive plays, and that was a great, diagram on showing the video and everything. But plays that happened prior to that play was hitting Brew McCoy in that curl route. See, when they switched and the safety fell off, that's a curl route coming in from the outside, and they're waiting for that safety to get antsy. See, that comes from film study and none of the techniques and tendencies of the guys you're playing against. And that safety got antsy, got him. And you'll see that. And if we bring that play back, the safety got antsy, jumped the curl route, thought it might be a cross or a curl, and that one step up, even with leaving, and Jason Hyde doesn't need much to get leaving. And it's just discernment of the quarterback, is being able to see your reads, being patient with your reads, and delivering the ball.
It's fascinating that a guy like Mark Stoops is a very good defensive coach. You could see it in his face, and he said it. Yeah, we worked on it. We worked on it all week, and we just can't cover it. And Nick Saban, same thing. You're talking about great defensive coaches who work on this, and yet it pushes pressure on them just in the right spot, in the right way, at the right tempo, to where we were talking earlier this week. There's one of the touchdowns against Alabama. The defensive back, the corner, is looking back to the sideline, and about the time he turns around, the receiver's gone.
Yeah.
You buy him, done. Because you're looking at the sideline, they're snapping it so fast.
Well, and that's I just want to, again, reiterate the discernment and the decision-making of the quarterback. Hendon is just elevated his level of being able to dissect defenses and tendencies of different players in different situations where he's able to deliver a strike and make it a positive play for the offense.
And I felt Stoops' pain so much in that interview. I know exactly where he's sitting in that spot. But you practice it, you work it, you talk it, you show it in film or on film. When you go to the practice field getting ready for a game week and it's your scout team, it's just not the same.
They can't
it's
run it
not
as fast.
Close to the same no matter what their effort is, no matter how much they're trying to give you that same look, it can't be duplicated.
Very good. All right. When we come back, in the national title hunt, everything matters. So let's talk special teams and penalties. Are there things to be concerned with moving forward for Tennessee? We'll dissect that. Come on back on the Sports Source.